Welcome on back and gather around everyone in Total War Warhammer 3 in part 2 of our Bretonnia Old World campaign. In today's episode we're here with the Lionheart, and there are some foolish, stupid pig cows that have been trespassing on our territory, Grom the Paunch, so we will be dealing with them immediately. There is no trespassing on Bretonnian land. So Kevin, you'll go into march, and we'll bring Louen. That way we are outnumbered here 20 to 19, but if we bring in Kevin, hey, not anymore. They do have the Tittle Muncher here, who has Spirit Leech, Troll Metabolism, Blood Roar, all sorts of fun stuff. How regenerated are you already there, Grom? Only a base amount, but man, he is a duelist, isn't he? Luckily, very, very low, larger proper smash. A very, very low overall defense, so we should be able to surround him with some of the anti-large knights and just drag him down. Leon Girl, let's get rid of these churls here. Destroy the green-skinned dogs.
Grom's too good for that.
Grom's too good for that. Let's see. We could just wipe him out with a quick auto-resolve, which any self-respecting person probably would. We, however, are going to charge on in. Defeat Grom the Paunch the old-fashioned way. So his Gobbo archers are not all the way juiced up yet, so they're not super goblins yet. We caught him at a good time. Alright, another Field of Bretonnia battle. Let's ride on out and crush them. Oh, we have the settlement too. Yeah, you're so doomed, Grom. Alright, let's do this. A good amount of Winds of Magic, to about 100 when things are all said and done. So it looks like Grom is hanging out on the side, which is beautiful. They do have some rock lobbers, which are going to be a problem. Our peasants are really not going to enjoy having rocks chucked their way, but we have knights. Actually, we have Pegasus knights to deal with that. That's the whole plan there. So here's what we'll do. I'm a little bit sad that I didn't set up our formation already. We definitely need. We'll use these trees here as a kind of stop break for Grom's chariots. You guys up in this set of woods. A little bit more spread out than you currently are. And then you guys here. It will not take long for those catapults to get up into our position, so what we will probably actually do is fall back into this tree line instead. Bringing these guys back a little bit further, that way they're more or less in the trees. And not getting hit so much by the enemy catapults. Having 180 range on these Bretonnian archers is pretty amazing. Bring them kind of behind. If they get hit, it'll be over here on this side, and so be it. Archers fall back just a smidge, and then these other 4 archers we will drag out, control down a couple times. But I realized that for my first episode, I didn't give my typical control spiel here. So if you would like a kind of quick overview on how I maneuver my groups around, I would grab all the units I would like. So, for example, we'll say our archer corps here, and then you will hold Alt, and you can drag that unit around in formation. If you hold Control while holding Alt, you can then rotate them in that formation. You can do the same if you were to lock your units in a group. So if you were to group them up and then lock them, you can then right-click them out like you would normally just order units. And if you give an attack with them locked, they will try to have an AI where they will all pick the units directly in front of them and charge. I don't tend to give the all-attack forward order unless you're much closer, because the AI just gives bad orders, but it's a good way to keep your units in formation in a hurry. So if you lock them, you will. As soon as you are unlocked, it will then just drag them out as normal. Alright, so now that we've got that out of the way, let's get these peasants set up proper. Yes, my lord! Since they have more cavalry, we are going to try to make our line much deeper. More cavalry and punch units, we're going to try to make the line. Spearmen at arms. They kind of sound like pirates. Spearmen at arms. Knights. Have you guys move off to the flank. Knights errant. Your own group. Actually, we'll have the Knights errant up front, and then the anti-large knights in their own crew. There we go. So you guys out of the group. Peasants, and then our knights. Beautiful. So how long before a minute 57? Okay, so we'll throw these peasant spears in the back here, and they can just move up on either side wherever they're needed. Damsel, I'm going to throw you in the middle of this blob for the start here. Your lightning's actually going to be pretty useful against any of the greenskins, not the trolls themselves, but any of the proper greenskins. And Louen, you do fire damage. Got a proper jet flying over. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm thinking it's just Air National Guard running, I don't know, practice operations around the area. I don't know. All I do know is that they hit the afterburners right overhead, and that was quite loud. Let's get this going. So we'll go ahead and grab the units and drag them on back just a little bit towards these reinforcements. Thank you kindly. We'll have these guys come off to the side, and the Breton do the same. To glory! We've got 2 uses of the lion. 25% more mass is incredible. I am going to mute just real quick while the cats have a disagreement, and I'll be right back. Alright, also my mic was picking up things really loud, so hopefully the mix isn't thrown off. We'll see. We shall see. So we'll bring the 2 errantry knights this direction, or I guess our 2 knights of the realm this direction. They are preparing for a night charge, fair enough. 53 seconds there, and a 54 on the other side. I quite like our formation. Only thing I'm probably going to do is bring these spearmen around to this side. And the rest of the group will just kind of rotate like so. Alright, let's go ahead and send Louen up to go bother the trebuchet. They're all quite tired. It's still moving? Yeah, it's still moving, so it's not going to be very effective. You know you want to throw some rocks towards Louen. Or a spear leech. Gross, I don't like that at all. Alright, fine. Playing against the AI, they will be overcasting spirit leeches across the map at you every opportunity. Alright, here come the rest of our troops. That was a lot of damage. A disgusting amount of damage, if you will. Bring the peasants up here. Let's go ahead and have the infantry take formation. Spears on this flank, and then the 2 archers that are very wounded can just take up a rear guard position. Yeah, that was nasty. We need some health prophetesses quite badly. We do still have the heals, which I am happy to see, but man. Alright, Tittlemuncha, I see how you are. All peasants come back into formation. See them to be kind of a wall of people for our archers. It's an unfortunate job if someone's going to do it. Okay. So now it's Operation take down these trolls before we lose too much health to the spear leech. We'll speed things up as they move across. Looks like the trolls are happy to wait on us. I don't think they get to recharge any of their energy unless they have a trait that does so. So likely Grom is over there recharging.
I serve the lady.
Lord Knight has promised me a fatted pig if I survive this.
Oh, his Lord Knight's promised him a fatty pig if he survives this. Will you survive this? Probably not. I'd also love to see how much winds and magic they have. Their stats are greatly diminished because of the old being tired. That's fantastic. So as soon as these peasants get into formation, we'll have them march across the field. Pegasus Knights, if they want to use any more Spirit Leech on you, I'm happy to see that happen. Right then, lads. Let's get a bit closer.
Serve and obey. Knights of the realm. Swiftly.
Serve and obey.
Hastily.
I'm thinking we are going to have the knights just wipe out the squig herd on the outskirts, and then send Louen and Kevin directly in to take down the enemy lords.
I am king.
The other knights come around. These knights move in front of Louen and company. Proper infantry.
Your men at arms. Doing your bidding.
Have them keep
Get
walking.
moving.
Let's get this whole group
The lady protects me.
formed up together, and then these guys in guard mode. Use the trees as cover.
At once.
They're far enough away, we can probably just drop in here and take those rock lobbers out.
Valiant lord. Knights, arms. For the king. King Louen.
Rush them. Alright, that's perfect. Pegasus Knights land, and that should be an outright obliteration of this unit here, especially with the Glorious Charge.
Pegasus Knights.
I get them out.
At speed.
And the Knights have arrived. Spirit Legion going down on them.
Battle calls. Hold true.
Getting shot up a little bit here. Let's go ahead and have them just land once again. More mass for this crew. Main army. Let's go ahead and have you start running into position now. Well done, Pegasus Knights. You wiped them out in a hurry. Let's move into...
For the king.
Get back up in the sky. You guys go take out these pump wagons.
The liar.
These 3 units of cavalry need to try to use that mass to go through. Louen and Kevin can deal with Grom. Let's go take out that Tittlemuncha with our Pegasus Knights.
King Louen Leoncoeur.
King Louen Leoncoeur.
Knights.
Into position. Pegasus Knights wiped out the troll in a hurry. Let's go ahead and move through to the next. You two smash into the watch. Let's ignore the stone trolls. Let's come around. Other 3 knights, how you doing? They're doing beautifully. Let's hit these orc era boys here. Get out of the main fray.
Bretonnia.
Geese, Son, and Kevin get to work. Try to zap those squigs if we can. Did we time it? No, just a little bit wrong. Oh, they were just trying to be cheeky. Well, the knights have pretty much routed their entire line. Let's go ahead and pull them out. You two back in. Let's go ahead and hit these stone trolls.
King Louen Leoncoeur.
And then knights back in after these orc boys. You come back in after these Arab boys. And then Pegasus Knights land here. That was an amazing charge. Full Bretonnia!
Leoncoeur.
Like the main force is not in battle yet. Move up, lads, quickly. The Knights of Bretonnia are doing too good of a job providing your shield.
Ride them down.
Evan and Louen surrounded by
King Louen
squigs.
Leoncoeur.
Buff up Kevin there so he doesn't have any issues with his leadership. Peasants, move in. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Knights have obliterated everything else. We'll have them all come in one gigantic charge here.
Deadly. Take the ground. Charge.
Kevin is on hot pursuit of Grom the Paunch.
For honor.
Fight for honor. Let's give that mass over here to this big Blobbo Knights, who destroyed that Tittlemuncha. Knights of the Realm away.
Smite them. The lady's chosen.
The lady's chosen. They were going after our prophetess here. surrounded and now destroyed by archers.
This is my realm.
Louen, pop your heals.
By the lady.
And like that, the greenskins all shatter.
To victory. Cut them down.
And actually, I've been listening through the Lorebeard's Bretonnia podcast here, and the Bretonnians. I'm gonna get some things wrong, so fill in gaps where I falter. But the Bretonnians actually have been in their own kind of in-time scenario before. The end times where they're attacked on pretty much all sides by all the different forces of destruction, chaos, what have you. So the undead, the greenskins, it's mostly the greenskins, but the undead, the Norskins, etc. even shows up at one point to kick them in the teeth. And Louen's father, G or Guy, I don't know how we'll pronounce that properly, Gilles or Guy, had his companions basically are in charge of dealing with that. There's like 12 or 13 battles that they fight that are gigantic. They're all about Blackfire Pass level, where it's just massive night charges, huge numbers of enemies, basically overwhelming numbers of enemies each time, and they manage to succeed thanks to the Lady of the Lake. Kind of just shows up one day. They don't do any kind of extra prayers during, no kind of ritual. She just kind of emerges from a lake and offers Gilles and two of his companions the Grail to sup from and some artifacts as well, I guess her banner. So she basically becomes their patron deity. Alright, perfect. We're going to keep running down these greenskins just for the fun of it, and I'll catch you in a moment. Alright, an incredible victory over the fat one. Grom has been sent back to his, I think he's over in Massif Orcal, we'll see, to recover. We've also got, we didn't kill the Giant River Troll Hag, but actually no, they were in March, weren't they? So everyone's gone here. What am I saying? Golden Sword goes to the Knights of the Lionhearted. They managed to defeat the Pegasus Knights by just 10 kills. Well done, boys. Although, look at these Knight kills. I understand why Cavalry Bane has to exist here in SFO. 4 more Valor, some Drudgery, and a heap of experience. And, of course, we must execute everyone. There's no ransom. Oh, Weight Watcher, the bigger they are, that gives us more relations with High Elves. And then Terror when facing greenskins. Wow, that's an amazing one to get this early on. You know, I've got the Wardens of Montfort, Mounted Yeoman Archers. These will probably count towards our peasant economy. The elite of Montfort's Lowborn, saddled castle defenders also often sit to harass besiegers with their noxious arrows. We've got a Bailiff and a Warhorse for Florence. Awesome. 5 battles won gives us the Errantry of Zeal, so now we're immune to attrition for 20 turns and have a Dragonbane gem. And now we're on to the Errantry of Zeal 2. Win 10 battles. Oh, does it just keep going? We can make the immunity to attrition. As long as we win those 10 battles before the 20 turns is up, that keeps our immunity to attrition going. So we know there are rats down in Oision. We need to deal with that pretty quickly. Actually, what I'm going to do is tear out the training field here, because I realize these are just peasant units. We don't need these yet. We need more knights. So we'll kick out those peasants. Plus, this actually hurts our growth, whereas the knight building does not. It gives you cavalry as a garrison, and we'll unlock our paladins, which we want. And there are no heroes on this line at all, so we'll come back over to the peasants, because there are the men-at-arm longbows here, which have 195 range. It's a pretty decent missile strength, so we'll have lots of longbowmen here in the late game. For now, though, we will abandon our peasant building. Alright, I'm thinking the sanctuary here. Well, actually, hang on. We need 2 population to take Couronne up to the next tier, and it's going to take 4,000. Let's instead go for the good old fields. 1,500. We can probably punch some gold out of the greenskins, so we'll grab this. 4K, well, we'll see.
King Louen Leoncoeur.
Can't quite reach the Landrel Barrow. Can we raid? Does that make us unchivalrous? Wait a second, spreading the word makes you unchivalrous? Interesting. So you raid, but if you're in your own province, you'll be generating income. Huh. Well, maybe we do want to lose chivalry for a single turn. let's see. We have to move through Cassian's territory, and he probably won't like that.
Welcome, friends. Let's hope we can come to an agreement.
Well, brother, I'm gonna have to do some trespassing. It's nothing personal, we just can't have these greenskins rise up at all. The clan Morbidus lads are not nearly as concerning to me. So let's move on down. Out of Haltmont. Raiding would not work. We could go into a channeling stance, but we seem pretty good in terms of, yeah, so we'll just go in Crusade. We're on the march. Yeah, it's gonna make Chantilly mad how frustrated are they with us. And for trespassing, that's no problem. We can deal with that.
By the light of the lady.
Sorry, Cassian. Ooh, the Ladies Champion gives us heals? That's right. Heals for Louen.
King Louen.
In that case, we'll probably give the healing potion to Kevin.
Protector of the realm.
Healing potion and Dragonbane gem for you. We can give the armor of silver and steel over to Louen. Bailiff, we'll give this to whomever can have it. I assent to your orders. Virtue of empathy.
My blade is ready.
When a troop sounds perfect, so we'll go ahead and wipe out Landrell Barrow into the Val, Florida, into Grung Zint. So once we wipe out Landrell Barrow, we can give that over to the Errantry. Should make them happy. We can take out these two settlements in the Pale Sisters Mountains, and then just less control and more construction time. So it's not quite as bad as it is on Maine. You can still deal with that. Alright, so let's come on into diplomacy. There is nothing going on right now. Since we haven't met too many people.
Guardian.
Evan, you go ahead and post up
My
in
reputation
Montia.
precedes me.
My reputation precedes me. Alright, apparently the gods are angry. The omens are ill. Something you've done has angered the gods, meaning the Lady of the Lake, I'm guessing. They are fickle. They may forgive you in time, or more immediate appeasement may be necessary. Angry gods it is.
I am the blood of Gilles. For glory!
Let's prove it by crushing the Landrell Barrow here. With a quick and simple auto-resolve, we'll give this to... You guys both already have magical attacks. Incredible. I will give it to our Lionhearted then. Watch those kills skyrocket. We will simply occupy this, and then sell it over to this group.
You seek the lady's favor.
We will keep it for a turn.
Champion of
We
the
gain
lady.
more by demolishing, but I don't think we're going to. Okay, and instead of taking Castle Couronne up to tier 3... Trebuchets. Let's get that night building re-put back in. Kevin, you're going to halt cheek. Oh, Talbert, are you dealing with the rats too? Nice. I was going to do this and sell it back to Gizero, but that works. That works, that works.
Blessings of the lady be upon you.
Approach as friend and make your offer.
I don't really want to give him any gold, but 200's not much. We can secure trade. And a non-aggression pact. Alright, sweet. Did not get the Marienburg faction added on this time. Just because I've been trying to kind of slowly layer more mods onto the SFO kind of load we've got here, just to make sure we're not overpowering what my PC's capable of. We go too far with the system, and then we have no means for actually finishing our campaigns. I'd like to grab an upgrade to Alencon. That's 40 growth. That's incredible. But no, we'll save. They keep telling me about it. Skip through here, skip through our damage buildings, and we can sell Landrell Barrow over to these guys next turn. Let's see actually if they're...
Welcome to fair Bretonnia. Now is the time to unite.
How much are you willing to buy this?
Yes?
Oh, 4K. We could also get all the way up to a military alliance. Let's balance that offer. Grab the military access pact. Take as much gold as you're willing to give us.
Just so.
Just so. Yeah, way better than waiting till next turn. Because now we can upgrade Couronne. Tier 3. Then we can get that Chapel of the Lady before our mission runs out, hopefully. No replenishment here. Whole deal. Alright, that's the turn.
Lord and hero.
Alright, Clan Morbidus has been wiped out by Talbot. And a mission has been issued to grow our forces. Once we do, we'll gain some treasury, razor standard, and 7 chivalry.
By the light of the
I like the rule that is moving over to grab the barrow immediately. Alright, then we march on Florida. In the mountains. Oh, hello there, Ugg. You have moved on in to die. A Pyrrhic victory. I guess they do have Night Gobos. They have zero charge bonus. Oh, they all have nets, huh? That's a pretty perfect counter to what we have going on here. How far can they fire? Only 130. So we actually need to close the gap with this crew. Use our cavalry mainly to counter the Boar Boys, and then circle to dealing with the Night Gobos after they've either used those nets, because they all have one. They definitely want to wait till they've used their nets. Ugg has Frenzy. You have Bolstered Armor. And then you have Brain Burst and Gaze. Gaze of Mork is pretty nasty. Do not ever sleep on the Gaze. It is going to rip your spellcasters in half. Alright, so we're going to probably position our troops either right alongside here or behind this forest. That way we can avoid the Gazes of Mork coming in. Let's take to the field. We can also do a little bit of science and see just how much damage Louen's shield blocks. Yeah, so there's really no reason to be aggressive. We'll let the greenskins come towards us, and we'll wipe them out. Still likes to be difficult to not set my men up in my checkerboard. I'm going to make it a little bit of a smaller checkerboard this time. Actually, I got it a little bit wrong last time. When they have more infantry, you want to actually make your unit more vertically deep. Where if they have more missiles and artillery, you want to make it more horizontally. So, we serve the king. Put you lads in the gaps there. So instead of putting them on this side, we are actually going to make this a deeper line, like I said. With bowmen, like so. And then we've got 2 more units of spears that we will deploy on these flanks to try to stop any greenskin nonsense. This should allow our archers to fire, especially if I bring them back a bit further. For a long time, even if they do make it into our front line. Which these spearmen at arms are great, but we do need to get some with either halberds or some shields. In fact, I probably prefer halberds because of the cavalry bane. Such a powerful buff, or debuff. Let's go Lion-Hearted Knights of the Realm and 1 Knight Errant for one of our squads of riding death. And you 2 in the woods, we'll have them kind of tear through to get over into this position, and then the Pegasus Knights, which have been MVPs for wiping out important targets, will be doing so. Let's have you in the trees if we can. That way we don't have to worry about her getting hit by Gaze of Mork. We will, however, have Louen up front to do that. His job is going to be to catch at least one of those. See how much damage it deals. Alright, MVPs. Peasants and Knights. We get all of you Knights in Lance formation already. Let's do this. Lances ready. Alright, go ahead and pop your lion shield. I'm very curious to see how much damage.
Quick,
Quickly now!
I popped it way too soon. Should have done so as it was firing towards us. They're just gonna wait now.
With all haste!
Fair enough. Get out of there. You go ahead and fall back. Heals are nice, but we don't want to just get shot repeatedly with Gaze of Mork. You're gonna stay back and wait for us? I mean, fair enough. Those night goblins are fantastic at popping ambushes, but that's about it. We will rotate ever so slightly. That way we're barely using the...
King of Bretonnia!
You let me down there, Orc Shaman.
With speed!
Probably hoping we get close enough to get hit with... That is so many guys. You are lucky we don't have cavalry or artillery. Artillery or better battle mages.
Riding out! Post haste!
I see you. They're probably also waiting to use the lightning on her.
With haste.
The gaze.
Swiftly!
Yes, come on in there, orcs. It's gonna be a great time.
I shall prevail!
Ooh, I lied.
In the light of
But I do see the cheeky shenanigans you're up to. Lightning there.
I call thee forth.
Keep drawing. Oh, she miscast first try? Nice.
It is done.
Get out of there then, lady. Garbage spell.
This is my
Oh, those orc boys are doomed. Is that where the gaze goes? Oh, it fires multiple? Holy. Fair enough. Get out of there. Louen, you stay here. Back behind the tree line here. Ouch.
The lion!
That did way more damage than I thought it would. Back into the trees, knights. Grab our peasants and maneuver them just a bit here. Louen can heal through a lot of that nonsense. Alright, knights, Aaron, you come back behind our line. Pegasus knights, we're gonna have you just go knock out that shaman.
I shall prevail!
They're night goblins, so we need to wait till they get a bit closer.
Turn on.
However, we can just let the Pegasus Knights come charging in. As long as the Night Goblins don't have time to pop their You Can't Move ability, we should be good. I will absolutely give them more charge bonus. Alright, they moved into position to get shot to pieces by our archers. Let's go ahead and charge these lads
I
next.
see much.
Try not to miscast there, lady.
Come unto me.
Alright, those poor boys are doomed. Kill the shaman. Louen, if you can hit these goblin wolf raiders, that'd be awesome. These archers, they are completely exposed. Knights, get out of there.
You require magic.
Drop some lightning in the middle here. I require you to not miscast those. Let's see if you can do that. Yeah, he's very good at dodging that though, so they immediately avoid any kind of lightning hitting their way. Archers obliterating everyone they're coming into contact with. Big boss is fighting with Louen. Gonna find that a hard battle. And all of these up front greenskins are fleeing for the hills. We'll go ahead and use this charge to get out of there. Louen, you turn and hit these squigs.
Sorceress.
charge into these Night Goblin archers, and you go through into the same. They're in range, and it's a bad time. Well done, Louen. His heals are insane. Love these Knights Errant. Smash into that Squig Herd. It's beautiful. Orc Boy is getting a little bit too close for comfort. And turning into pincushions for it. Alright, Knights. Until they lose that leadership, they're going to continue to have their glorious charge, so they are so incredibly potent here. Now the Greenskin Riders are in, and they get caught by our Spearmen at Arms. The final charge of the Wolf Riders. Oh look, Pegasus Knights. This stinks. Yeah, no, I would agree. You're having a real bad time. Let's have these 33 Knights Errant come back behind the line, or just go ride down. Orc Boys are already broken. You guys power through. All the extra mass you need. We'll just lock these lads and send them in. Back to Bretonnia. That's two units of archers gone in a single charge. The lady is impressed with each and every one of you. Extra baguettes for all. Alright, it gives us a close victory. We lost 41 on a resolve thing. What do you mean? Close victory. 800 kills. They said 700 in that post-battle. 800 kills went to the Lion-Hearted Knights. Get out of here. That's nonsense. Actually, what was their damage dealt in gold? Only 2,400. Still, it was 2,400 in goblins. We'll go ahead and occupy. There's no dwarves nearby. I guess we'll just take these mountains over and keep them safe. We won't really worry about dumping too much income into upgrading the area here. Apparently Bretonnians are not the best at making use of trade resources. That's unfortunate. We'll just pop in the farms again. No reason not to grab growth and income when the only other option is 25 more income. Got that next point into 10th share.
King of Bretonnia.
Thunderbolt of Uran for Florence. We haven't really run into any flying units just yet. Alright, wipe out Grungzint, and that's two very dangerous enemies dealt with. Pretty early on.
My strength and wisdom are yours.
Definitely get the livery so we can get a paladin. Upgrade the village in Alangon.
Armored in faith.
I think from there we will do a whole lot of nothing else.
Precedes me.
We can go ahead and have you move around and maybe join for the eventual battle in Grungzint. But also we have to deal with Morgur. The Shadowgave is destroying Artois as we speak. Alright, we're riding down the Beastmen's, our next call. And then if they need help with the Norskins over here, we can move to assist.
Very well, if you insist.
They do count as peasants. Let's go ahead and grab a couple of fire arrows. And by a couple, I mean one. We can grab one fire arrow.
Not one step further, stranger. You do not walk my lands without my blessing, which you don't have.
Sigdin, are you seriously going to declare war? Well, that's the end for the Svengarlings. Lengi joins us. Seems like the Svengarling tribe is mostly a bunch of bricks. Which is surprising that they're even able to sail. They have one settlement. They're like, I'm gonna come get you, Louen. I don't think so. The ferocious foreman of your logging operation has been applying the whip with unseemly zeal. Workers are vacating the camps en masse, and timber production is dwindling, driving up the construction costs. No, you peasants don't get to stop working. Get back to the fields. You don't. No, you don't understand how this works. Actually, these knights errant, after that battle there, I truthfully think the best thing is the heroism of renewal. That is a lot more replenishment rate. However, we can use our valor on research. But it is just 10. I'll go ahead and give these guys that upgrade. In fact, I'll probably give it to both of the errantry knights since they are going to take a lot more damage than the others. So renewal, oh, you can do multiple. Oh no, you can't. It's not quite the new
Strength and honor.
greenskin scrap system where you can have all of them at once, which is awesome.
Misguided.
Misguided, get out of here. Rotchod teeth robber. We are going to go ahead and set up some rams and some towers because we don't really have a choice. In fact, we might have to get the dismount for a couple of these guys here. We will see. Although knights pouring through the city, as long as we get some good breaches in a couple of spots, should be good. Should be good to go.
For glory!
Oh, glory. And we've seen the SFO Tier 1 towers are not to be trifled with.
Do you know who I am?
I'd love to come over here and do some crusading on these guys, but I don't think we will be able to get over there before we're wiped out. Let's go ahead and we can move to Palancon. Actually, I lied. We're about to have a rebellion here. Rebellion in 2 turns. Yes, we'll deal with that. Currently, we're on the Realm of Chivalry, which drops construction costs. I think I'm going to switch back over now to Peasant's Duty. If we have a rebellion, that's no problem. In fact, if you leave Couronne, do we have rebellion faster?
Sallying forth!
No, we do not. 2100. I guess we'll do some saving then. Wouldn't mind grabbing Kevin. One more firebow, just to make sure we're safe. Just to make sure we're safe.
Bretonnians, attack!
Oh, good. Listen, I'm going to have to remember to come on in here after they finish their vows. Alright, so now the Troth of Wisdom is next. With the purest of pure hearts, I shall burgeon my knowledge and spirit to face evil. With confidence, love, and comfort of the lady. Carry out her will, the banishment of tyranny is all. For I am her acolyte, now and forever. We pledge to Manon win a battle at sea, win a battle in desert or jungle climate, or defeat a legendary lords. Oh, this was the one we could have grabbed. Well, let's pledge to protect. Because if we wait long enough, Grom will reappear at the settlement, and we can just take him out there. Easy. Once we have the Troth of Wisdom, we have less cooldown for all spells, less winds of magic cost for spells, and more valor. Protection is growth in whatever province we're in, and less corruption, which is pretty dang good. Alright, Kevin still has to get up to rank 5 before he is able to complete his vow. We're getting there, Kevin, we're getting there. And then we need 2,000 chivalry to get us up into honorable. So we're a little ways away. Gizero, would you like to trade?
The lady grants you safe
Yeah, you would.
passage in these lands.
I prayed to the lady and believe she agrees. If I agree with your agreeance. Although Talbert is guaranteed not going to give you Aesion back, so deal with Morgur or else.
You ask for a boon. Speak, and I will see if it is within my power to give.
Alright, Leoness would like a defensive alliance. Just facing the Svengarli, so they're trying to get us involved with the Shadowgave. For a little bit more gold, you have a deal there, Adelhard. And Morgur is running you over right now. That means as soon as we deal with the Orc Hall, we can move immediately in, taking out Morgur's herdstone. Alright, turn falls back to us. We've got almshouses. I love that you can hear the guy running up and handing the message. The poor must be cared for, just enough to ensure productivity. They've got to be just healthy enough to actually do things for us. You've instituted defensive training for this army's troops, teaching them to better anticipate coming blows. All units now have improved melee defense capabilities. Oh shoot, by 15. Winning 10 battles will give us 500 treasury, armor of fortune, and 10 more chivalry.
For the lady!
Well, let's wait to see if Grom the Paunch comes back next turn and takes over Grutshod Chief Raba's spot here, and if not, we'll just go ahead and wipe them out. Let's build up one extra ram, and that should be good. The rams actually might be more useful than even the towers in this battle here.
Valiant Lord.
Couronne is up to TL3. Beautiful. What we want pretty much immediately is the Shrine of the Lady, because it wants us to get this up to tier 3. How long do we have for that one still? Oh no, it's just any time. Oh. Well, that's not that important to rush then. Income from industry or income from farms, then growth in all provinces adjacent. Seems pretty dang good. 50% more income from industry. So I guess you use this to build up. And then once you do have your farms kind of, and then you tear those out and get industry going. Storehouses. Not enormous, but yeah, quite large. Tap room. Minus 40% income because of our control. Yeah, we do need to sort out our control issues. Rail Shrine gives us corruption reduction. We get a Chapel of Errantry. Replenishment income melee attack. And then the same, except for melee defense. Yeah, we want to go pure infrastructure for now. So let's come on in and grab the tap room. Upgrade the farm to tier 3. And that's all we can do for this turn.
Blessings of the lady be upon you.
Evan, your job is to stay here and wait for the peasants to rebel.
Do you know who I am?
And then we'll switch over to Veneration of the Lady just to try to keep that rebellion down afterwards. Or actually, you know what? I lied. We'll switch this over to Realm of Chivalry for some more chivalric gains and research rate. Alright, almshouses are done, of course, so we can get into town census, which furthers this path. Melee attack for peasant mob, only the mob, though. It doesn't say non-knight, so I'm not so interested in that one. Wider plows is 20% more income from farms, upkeep production for all of our infantry. Chivalric code in the... Let's go with the decrees of Bretonnia, because these seem pretty good. Extra chivalry for victories against greens. Yes, absolutely.
Lord
Get our
of
valor
Bretonnia,
train
I
rolling.
accept.
You got no choice, bud. Any rebellion? Let's go ahead and see if anyone wants to make any deals. Leoness wants a military alliance. That sounds good.
Welcome to
I won't make
fair
him.
Bretonnia.
Yes, I will.
I concur.
Yeah, I won't make him pay for it. No, hang on now. The king must have his tribute.
Grom de Paul!
Hush up there, Grom. Allied missions to deal with Welch. Another grape juice chieftain. So easily squelched. An influx of builders. The noblemen continually have innovative and expansive ideas for how to improve and grow our cities. Their wondrous minds give birth to a revolution in construction. Artisans from abroad. That's great. Steal from the people around you. All right, Masha, that's not a weak force at all. Night Goblin Fanatics. An incursion in Couronne. There. Alright, we're just gonna go ahead and wipe out Grungzent then. I think we shall take an auto-resolve because knights don't like fighting in cities. Wizard, we wanted to learn how to fight inside a city. Not yet. That information is forbidden. Gained by executing captives. Sickness must be purged, and purged it shall be. Extra chivalry per turn, extra control for every concurrent war with a neighboring faction, and then less leadership. Oh, that's amazing. And Lewin's on a Pegasus. Broken Axe is gone.
King Louen.
We now focus our attention to the beastmen that are destroying the forests. Grungzent, I'll go ahead and tear this one out here. We want this mountain area to be nothing but income. Speaking of, the apothecary will give us 30 more growth. 40 growth, the livestock pens. Let's go livestock pens, and then let's see.
Guardian.
If we were to attack, I think we would just get flattened.
I will indulge you.
Even if we were to grab these Wardens of Montfort. They got poison arrows, we would get flattened. So we'll let these greenskins hang out. There'll be an issue if they go after any of our other cities, though. So, Kevin, we need you to recruit up some more men. You cannot afford the knights. Oh, so they're not as crazy expensive as they are on main campaign for upkeep, then. I think it's close to like 600 on main campaign. It's silly. We'll go one Pox Arrow, then. And hope they attack Couronne. Of course, as we say that, they're definitely not going to, but we can hope. 15 control here. Control's always going to be suspect in this settlement just due to being in the mountains. No Curse of the Midnight Winds, we have a Hex for the enemy too. This one drops melee defense, melee attack, and speed, allowing our knights to catch up and ride people down easily. Commandment here, we're going to go start with extensive patrol so Louen can leave, and then we'll switch over to control. Alright, anyone else want to trade? I'm not keen on trading with the New World colonies, I can't lie. They tend to be very belligerent. Let's go ahead and pass the turn. Alright, this season we've had a prosperous harvest. Unusually, bountiful harvest has left us with a rare and excessive surplus. This can be distributed immediately or stored for the future. Now we need to store that. For some growth. Morgar was discovered ambushing. So be it. Looks like he's running from Hector, though. Now the Sven Garlings aren't playing around, and Leoness is having some issues. We might want to see if we can confederate them if they start to go away, because he is a kind of pseudo-legendary lord here. Authoritarian, I am the law. Extra chivalry and extra control. Gain control of many provinces. Alright, Lion, let's send you into March.
Your plan is a good one.
Towards this settlement here. I guess we have to go towards Artois, don't we?
Making my way.
Get moving. You're a Grungzent. Is there any options that give us more control? No, you're just out of luck there. Well, let's wait. Masha is building up a force of fairly scary proportions. Hopefully he comes to attack Couronne. Sooner rather than later. Let's go ahead and grab a paladin. So we've got Odo the Grail Hunter, which gives us chivalry, feeble attack, and a charge bonus plus 50%. Okay. 30 bonus V large, and then grand damage reflection. Virtue of Heroism, Raymond Mercier. Welcome, Raymond.
I shall share my greatness.
I shall share my greatness. Definitely want you to spread some control, do some trade. We'll just get all of your passives and grab a Blade Master. Then for your vows, we have Pledge to Duty, Pledge to Order, and then Pledge to Chivalry. Let's try the Pledge to Order. Couronne should be building in some new stuff before too long here. Definitely should have grabbed the basic walls. But I think we'll be okay. Let's go ahead and upgrade our tavern here. It'll give us a little bit more income. We need to fix the control issues. Chivalry, and then we'll go ahead and swap this. Levy tithes to the Peasant's Duty. Keep control building up in the background, or yeah, keep growth building up in the background.
I assent to your order.
Actually, probably should have stayed right here. That way we can move further next turn.
Blessings of the lady
But
be
so
upon
be it.
you.
Here's Lord not move. Yeah, no, Kevin is concerned with Masha here, who is building up quite a nasty group. If they go after Alan Khan or one of our other settlements, we won't be able to really hold them back. So no upgrades there. We'll just go ahead and wait and see. Kevin, can you recruit any more peasants? We could recruit some peasant mob, but I think they would just get run over. Sometimes you need people to get run over, but I don't think we want to just waste lives like that. Very worth it, so we will go ahead and pass the turn. The Migration. The Great Migration comes to our borders, demanding shelter from larger threats abroad. Do we let them cross into our territory or turn them away? Now we'll go ahead and keep all of the extra growth we can here for the start. Mash is just hanging out. Taking some attrition now. Because they have no income. Get wrecked.
You seek the lady's favor.
We can drop back into Crusade stance and come up to the bridge here.
Farewell.
Then we can either attack Masha next turn or not. Either way. Raymond, you go ahead and can we assault these units? Yes.
Death to the enemy.
Well done. Well, that was a lot of damage. Alright, Kevin, you chill here. I don't trust that Masha won't just go after one of our smaller settlements, but I'm going to... We're gonna make that bet, and we're gonna go ahead and snag yet another fields to work. Set of fields, that is. I gotta fix the control here. We are going to have a rebellion soon. How much are lords? Virtue of the Impetuous Knight. Audacity or... Audacity. No, let's go Jacques. And Jacques can defend Grungzint.
My strength and wisdom are yours.
It's repairing slowly, and it'll at least have walls, which will make the Greenskins think twice about attacking.
Yes.
Alright, switch over to Crusade stance, and actually looks like Hagen's about to wipe out Artois' herdstone. We took the pressure off them pretty quickly and allowed them to strike back against Morgar. Alright, hunting grounds. Your nobles have stumbled upon lush fields filled with game. A beautiful hunting ground. Local peasants say it's farmland, but the nobles do so want to hunt. Wait a second. They're hunting cows? Good grief. Upkeep increase. That's not good. Let them hunt. I guess we gotta have to. It's either that or take 25%. Oh, they're besieging us now. Perfect. What we wanted to see. Raymond?
Ever faithful.
Ever faithful. We just wipe them out real quick with a, Yes, we can. Sorry, Masha. It's the chopping block for you. And then we'll go ahead and have this paladin join
'Very 'Well,
Louen in his
noble
journey.
lady. Honor and duty.
Oh, were they defeated at Artois? What a shame. Alright, we'll go ahead and advance. We'll have Raymond move with us here. Jacques is defending Grungzint, which will have a rebellion here next turn. Is there anything that allows us to hit harder? Yes, or melee attack when attacking here. We're not going to do that, though. Realm of Chivalry. And then we'll go for the field just to generate some income.
My strength and wisdom are yours.
Oh, I've made a terrible mistake once again, because I've given him the building. Well, darn.
Armored in faith.
Get it together, wizard. This is going to build in a single turn, so we'll just have him turn around and, I guess, come back momentarily.
Protector of the
Albert, you're building something here, right? Hey, that might count. Let's see.
chivalrous.
When a building complete... This might count. It probably doesn't because it's not our settlement, but it might count.
Grants you
Do you want to confederate? Oh, so do people only confederate through the research tree? Interesting. That's kind of silly.
Protector of the realm.
Protector of the realm. Kevin, for now, I'm going to go ahead and kick your units out. Or do we just bring... We probably just need to bring you with... Nobel. And share, devoted to the goddess. Let's go ahead and grab just a car here. Just this here. I lied. And share. More income. As we then leave the settlement. It's only 10 positive, but he's not really changing that at all, so let's go ahead and drop you into March stance and bring you with Louen. Feel a little bit foolish about giving you the vow for buildings, but such is the way. Build up the farms there in Alencon.
For now, yes.
Excellent. Pimples and brown spots. Plague regularly visits Bretonnia, so we must be ever vigilant. Some nobles and peasants have shown peculiar discoloration on their skin, potential sign of the green pox. You've just got freckles. Close the gates, or pox outbreak. No, we can't handle less income. We gotta allay their fears. Be like, there's no pox. Just wash your hands.
True Knight of Bretonnia.
True Knight of Bretonnia. So we are going to move on Castle Artois here. We're at war with Gisero and Lyonesse. Let's see if we can't... El Cadavo. Can't bring Lyonesse on our side. We'll have to get rid of the the Imperials too. Ooh, wrong. Bretonnian traitor. I'll do. I forget we can't confederate with them. We have to kind of go through the... We have to go through the research tree. Go ahead and hunt down Welch then. Looks like they're sending some troops around. Oh, you cheeky rascal. Sigdon's going after our port settlement.
Guardian.
We must get to Hendai. I think it's too late.
True Bretonnian.
You go with. Oh, the wrong way. Well, lovely. Either way, we'll have Louen move on Artois. That's a weak group of beastmen. We'll go ahead and just stamp them out real quick. And that is going to be all the time I have got for today. That is a herdstone cleared, and now Louen is a warrior. You must fight. It is what you do. It is what you are good at. Once we are winning at more than 90% of battles, become a legend. And we're a good attacker as well. Extra chivalry. Chivalry for days. 23 coming in from positive traits. Awesome. So that's going to be all the time we've got for today. Artois has been rebuilt. Now we have to look at fixing up the terrain around that and fending off Sigdon's raiders here, which actually might be enough to take down Hendai. We'll see. Can the peasants hold the line? Can Kevin get there in time? find out next week on Dragon Ball. Thank you all so much for stopping on by today's episode. If you enjoyed, please remember to leave a like for the like on it, and that's up with this episode, and I'll see you all in the next one.